Welcome to your 2025 reading. We are going to be focusing on realizing those beautiful dreams that you have. Okay. 2025. So 2025 is numerologically a year of the number 9. And so the number 9 is really about it connects a lot to transitions, and transitions can be uncomfortable, they can be a little awkward. It's going to require us to push outside of our comfort zones in order to see our vision of life come to fruition. So we are going to today be pulling some cards guided by our elemental energy. So we have air, water, earth, and fire energy that we'll be using to clarify our center card, which is going to be kind of the focus of 2025, the focus of what we need to do in order to have a prosperous and abundant year, and realize the dreams that we have. Now, you, my beautiful Pisces, are a very dreamy sign, right? Your sign is most connected to the realm of dreams, and so this idea of envisioning and seeing and feeling before it comes to fruition. Um, and so, I don't know. I just feel like maybe this is a little bit of a special reading for you, but you can tell me that later in comments. I'm going to start off with our Tao Oracle. That's going to be the center of our spread and our guiding energy for the reading today. What guiding energy do we have for Pisces to realize their dreams in 2025? Trying to keep my shuffling in camera. Can be a challenge. I have us zoomed in so you can see the cards better. Ooh. Modesty. Moderation, keeping it simple, sincerity, self-respect. Okay. There's a really soft gentleness to this energy. It's very divine feminine, both water and earthy. We'll see what supporting energy our elements have for this idea of modesty, keeping it simple. This card is a number 6 energy as well. And the number 6 is a really beautiful, balanced, kind of a resonant feeling energy numerologically. Let's see what our tarot has to say. And again, we're gonna have a card for each of the elemental energies. Ooh. See what contribution they have to our conversation today. Happy holidays to everyone. Thank you for joining me live. At the end of any live session, I'm willing to take a personal question from you. So if you're interested in that, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Let me know if something resonates. All right. Let's see what our messages are. 2025, realizing dreams. This is for Pisces. The Hermit reversed. Interesting. For air, for water, we have the High Priestess reversed. Interesting. For earth, we have the Tower reversed. And for fire, we have the King of Wands upright. Ooh. You know, this is a little strange. So the only upright energy that you have is the King of Wands. It's in the fire position. So it feels like, though you are taking a subdued role next year, or not subdued, but like a simplicity. I feel like highlighting this idea of simplicity, um, self-respect is connected to this, and I feel like this is sort of a King of Wands energy. There is a vibrancy and a potency, of course, to the King of Wands energy, directly connected to the sun. So I feel like you're making bold moves in 2025, um, but it might not be evident, or at least not evident to the outside world. I feel like you're connecting to your passion, to your purpose. It's going to feel big, but I feel like it is more internal. It does feel more insular. Um, you're coming out of a sojourn here with the Hermit reversed. I feel like you're coming out of that sojourn with clarity of thought, with clarity of vision, with clarity of purpose. And it just feels like there's a softer energy that's going to help you transition that vision into the real world. I feel like, again, with the Tower reversed in the Earth and Planes, I feel like there's going to be something big happening, big changes, but they're not going to be like visible, or they're like explosive, but it's more like internally explosive, not externally explosive. So I feel like you're going to be going through a lot of changes and updates to your life, connected to and related to your passions. Um, it feels very profound. There's a bigness here, but it also feels like it's like an explosion that happens underwater, if that makes any sense to you. But so a lot of things moving, but outwardly not so evident. Like, I do feel like there will be some evidence outside, but it's almost like an iceberg. Like, even what is seen on the outside is minimal compared to like what's actually happening below the surface. And then we have the High Priestess reversed in the water position. This feels I don't want, a warning sounds too intense, but I feel like you are a water energy, right? The High Priestess is actually Pisces. It's a calling card for Pisces energy. And in the reverse position, it feels almost like you're foregoing your strength of purpose, which the High Priestess represents like that intuitive side to ourselves, where we guide our life through a deeper personal knowing and understanding. And I feel like the High Priestess is magnanimously more important for water energies potentially than other signs. And it almost feels like, I just feel like there's like, be mindful of pushing her too far to the back burner. Don't forget the root of your power, which is a water sign. The root of your power is your connection to self, which helps you connect to spirit and helps you, connect all the parts and pieces of your life together, right? We're talking about these elemental energies separately, but really they all work together. They're energies that work with each other. When we are in harmony and in balance with ourselves, these energies can work positively with each other. Even though we understand that some of the energies do naturally kind of chafe each other and stuff like that. But when we are connected to self, they flow together. And so I feel like, don't lose her. Don't stuff her too far down as you pursue these fiery aspirations. Use them together. Yes, they might chafe sometimes, but work through those differences. And don't feel like you have to value one over the other. They both have equitable voice at the table, and almost like consultants, and you're listening to all of what your consultants have to say, and then you're making a decision that is the best for your vision of life. I love this idea of simplicity for 2025 just because life generally can be so complex. And I feel like this idea of simplicity, of kind of, it's almost like pulling things back to their most basic um, understanding or energy. And I feel like that's going to be a critical winning point for you next year. You get like the King of Wands, there's a directness to the King of Wands that simplicity will assist um, in that process of kind of directing and dictating the different things that need to happen in order to make your dreams come to fruition. So I love that idea of simplicity. And then the self-respect thing is, again, respecting your base, your foundation as a water energy. Um, and then also acknowledging and being okay with the other bits and pieces that make you up. You are a unique um, entity. And even if you identify as a Pisces in this particular case, you still have other influences on part of what makes you up, and just kind of respecting all of those pieces and allowing all of them to have an equal voice and equal say at the table, I think is going to be critical um, and important. Sincerity is going to be super important as well next year. Being honest and sincere about the different things that you engage in generally, particularly when you're navigating that Queen of Wands energy and you're kind of dictating the different things that should be going on, which I don't think you'll have any problem with that. I really love that there's this robust energy for you, Pisces, because, you know, I have, my moon is in Pisces, and so I understand the softness of Pisces. It's sort of like a passive energy, deeply empathetic, and that's wonderful. And I feel like that's going to help you as a leader, because the King of Wands really represents a leader. I feel like he also represents, he is in Divine Masculine, he represents like getting ish done, if you know what I mean. Like getting things done, finding the right people, places, tools. The King of Wands is not doing the work. The King of Wands is finding the people, recognizing talents within people, and aligning them and their talents and goals with what needs to happen to make the vision come to fruition. And so I feel like use your empathy, right? Use those watery, intuitive, empathetic, emotionally strong positions that you have to assist you with being that leader. Like, you don't need to abandon that. In fact, it will help you by leaning into and embracing the complexity that you are. Any final thoughts for our Pisces? What are any final thoughts for Pisces? Oh, let's see. Cyclamen, resignation. Say goodbye to what you no longer need. I feel like that could potentially be what this tower is representing here. Again, like I feel like it's happening underneath the surface. I feel like when the tower is upright, it's kind of explosive and visibly explosive. Like your ish is crumbling down around you. It's intense. But I feel like with the tower reversed, that it's still just as intense, but it's just happening underneath the surface, and so it's not very visible. But I feel like, you know, the purging process, in order to make room for different things in our lives, we have to be willing to let go of and purge the things that are not aligned and no longer connected to what we envision life to be. And I feel like either you already have, the Pisces I'm looking at either already have or is actively in wrapping up a personal sojourn with the Hermit here. A sojourn specifically around clarity of truth, clarity of what is true and what is real to you, what is authentic to you. And I feel like as you come out of that, which again, I feel like you're just completing it, or you already have completed it recently. There are going to be some things that you're going to have to get rid of, some things that have to go, that don't have a place in this kind of new reality that you're shaping and that you're forming for yourself in the future. So Yeah. Ooh, I love this for you. So again, to kind of summarize, there is sort of a low-key simplicity, softness to 2025 for you, Pisces. But that doesn't mean a lot is not happening. There's a ton happening. You are taking a position of power and authority in your life. You are dictating how to make your vision come to light. You are finding the resources and making the connections, and there's going to be something about you in 2025 that I'm seeing, like you're glowing a bit, right? The King of Wands again is connected to the Sun and Leo energy, and so there is a robustness and a vibrancy and an attractiveness to the King of Wands and to your energy. And I feel like even stepping into some of that robustness, do not forget about your core, your base, your foundation, which is water. And you absolutely, as you're exercising fire energy, you absolutely have to take care of your water energy. Otherwise, you will burn yourself out. Literally making sure that you are drinking enough water and spending time in water. Maybe that means taking baths or going swimming or something like that. But respecting and engaging with your foundational energy, which again is water, even as you step into some of these other elemental energies in order to achieve what you're going after. And to me, this feels like more of you're getting things in alignment. Again, you're making the connections, you're meeting the people, you're getting in the correct rooms, so that you can kind of build up your empire. It feels like you're setting things up because, again, the number 9, which 2025 is a number 9 year, the number 9 is about kind of transitions. And so I feel like you're molding and making the things that need to happen. Maybe not, again, making that outward, the big burst outward, but making, like, setting a lot of things up in the background and finding the right people, finding the right places, getting in the right rooms and the right spaces, and stuff like that. So again, we're in a place of transition. Be gentle with yourself, be kind with yourself, understand that it's all a process and that you will get to the end. You will get there, wherever there is to you, in time, right? Just being patient and mindful with time. Yeah, a lot of big things. You have a lot of major arcana cards and King of Wands. So there's a lot of big things happening, but again, I feel like they're going to be more low key. It's going to be more about what you do behind closed doors than what you do that's visible. That's going to really set yourself up to be super successful with achieving your dreams. All right. So those are the messages. Again, if you join me live and you want to ask a question, I will take questions at the end of the readings. Yeah, thank you so much for your beautiful energy, Pisces, and I look forward to seeing you in an upcoming video. If we're not already connected, do consider subscribing, click like on this video, and enjoy the holidays. Be well.